long story short, it was specializing in the restaurant sector, and we launched it a week before COVID hit. And so that whole sector collapsed entirely.
This is James Bellis, a wellness founder, biohacker turned coffee visionary. In this episode, we talk about how to find coffee that doesn't give you anxiety.
So I think the one that she likes the most is Reishi, because she suffers with anxiety.
We talk about electrolytes and properly hydrating.
You know, if you have like a podcast to do like this, some creatine inside, some salt.
Electrolytes,
Electrolytes, exactly.
Yeah.
And then the green stuff is chlorophyll, which again is good for heavy metals.
And he even let us try some of his mushroom tinctures.
What do you think of that?
It's very light, actually. You don't really taste it.
Yeah.
If you're not already following James, check him out on Instagram at I'm James Bellis. He's redefining potential one ritual at a time. And if you're new here, this is the Bali Bytes podcast, where we talk real freedom, financial, physical, and mental. No fluff, no bullshit. Let's get into it.
All right, so James, how's it going? How you?
Very well, very well.
So you're from where are you from exactly?
The UK.
You're from the UK.
So, yeah, grew up in London.
Okay.
Yeah, and now in Bali apparently.
In Bali. How long have you been here for?
2 months exactly.
2 months.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. I would have expected you to be here a little longer.
The plan actually was I was living in Thailand for 3 years.
Okay.
I was living in Thailand for 3 years, and basically, like, it was amazing because it gave me like this stability and base and structure.
Mm-hmm.
And then I reached a point where I was like, I actually want a bit more variety.
Mm-hmm.
The next logical step was to come to Bali, kind of evaluate like the different areas, Canggu, Uluwatu, Ubud, and then also went to Lombok for a while, just to see like which one resonated. So I've been here essentially for 2 months overall, and that was the plan. So
And had you been here before?
came 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 5 years ago, but it was like, I was a different person back then. You probably know that feeling.
Yeah.
Like, I was running around 3 weeks, like going crazy, partying like very hard. It was just, it was funny. I was back in Uluwatu the last week, and oh wow, it's funny. I was like driving around, and I was like remembering glimpses of like really distorted memories that I have, because I could barely remember it because I was like, just constantly like partying and in a crazy mode. So
that would be like me going back to Vietnam, which we were trying to. We're renewing our visa. We gotta go out somewhere. We gotta leave the country for a bit, and we are going to Malaysia, but to visit someone in her family.
Yeah.
But then we were thinking to maybe go to Thailand or Vietnam, and she wanted to do Thailand.
Yeah.
She has friends there, and I wanted to go to Vietnam because I lived there for a year.
All right.
So I was like, it's been 10 years since I've been there, and I was like, I'm gonna have the same feeling where you're like, it's familiar but different. You're like, all the memories kind of come back. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, I think when you've changed as a person, you go back, you can have a completely unique experience of a location.
Yep.
Because everything's changed. Your perception.
Yep.
The environment itself around you has changed, and like I think it's nice. It's like a full circle moment where you can also like reappreciate where like how far you've come on that journey as well, through that change. So maybe for you, you'll feel that.
It's funny that there's an actor, I can't remember his name. Oh, it's gonna kill me, but he was in that show. We were just talking about the show too, because it's on HBO. Where it's like the whole world has gone to like a nuclear bomb had gone off. That show. The actor, he's so good. I can't remember his name, but he was just telling a story where he had been. Oh, he's on the White Lotus. He's on the White Lotus because he was talking about the White Lotus because they're in Thailand now, right? So he was telling the story that he had been. I think it was like after someone had died or whatever, and he had a memory of going back to Thailand. And he saw the same hotel that he stayed in when he was like going through stuff, and he was like, "Oh my God, I was in that window looking out over the city." Yeah, so I think it's a common thing that happens to people.
I think so. Yeah, and it's nice to be back. It feels good.
Yeah,
Bali's changed a lot as well, right? In 5 years, even. I guess if you were one of the people here like 10 years ago, you would have seen like a way larger shift, but
Yeah.
even 5 years, like the pace has changed like considerably.
We wouldn't know because we haven't been here, but we've heard. Yeah.
How long have you been here?
For me, it's been like 2 months now,
Yeah.
but for him, it's been since February.
Yeah.
So
So we've only
Yeah.
been here.
You're fresh off the boat.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
okay, cool. So you like went straight in like into the podcasting. Is this fresh? Is this a new podcast?
Yeah, we
We revamped
Okay.
the podcast because we kind of
Yeah.
had another thing going on,
Right.
but then we ended up just stopping that for a while, and the name changed and all of that, and
Got it.
wanted to make it more like Bali based
Sure.
and stuff.
Yeah.
To interview people who are like
what we
coming
found
in and-
interesting,
Yeah.
and you know, get to talk about Bali,
Yeah.
and my goal with this is to really be have people who are thinking of coming here,
Yeah.
you know, would learn about what it's like to be here,
Yeah.
similar mindsets of, you know, what we're into as far as like the freedom mindset, you know, talking about health and like financial freedom as well, things like that.
Nice.
And if they want to come out here to learn about what it's like to be here,
Yeah.
if they're trying to start a business
For
here
sure.
or whatever it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
But it was like I'm sort of semi-retired and from the film industry, and I wanted to do something.
Yeah.
And it's an excuse to kind of talk to people. Like I'm not making any money off this.
Yeah.
If anyone from anywhere is looking, where this is
True.
purely
Yeah,
educational.
Yeah. Cool.
That's it. We're just, you know,
Yeah.
looking into companies and people and
Yeah.
whatever, and just learning about life here in
Yeah.
Bali and people with similar mindsets. So
It's a great place to be. I think, it's like when you can remove like monetization from something, I think beautiful things can happen because you just let it like naturally flow.
Yep.
And so, it's a good place to be, right? Sat there on the sofa, like meeting random people on the street or in a bar or wherever
Yeah.
and saying, look, why don't you come on? We've had 4 minutes
Yep.
of prep time.
Yep.
Never met you before, never met you.
Yeah.
And just like, cool, let's go straight into it.
Yeah.
And it's like the perfect way to...
We could have this conversation in a bar or something,
it.
but we'd rather just do it
Yeah.
and let other people hear, you know, what we're
Yeah.
doing and what you're doing.
Yeah.
But now, so you lived in Thailand. Where were you in Thailand?
I was in Koh Phangan,
Okay.
which is the island on the east coast.
Okay.
Opposite to Phuket side. It's like Koh Tao, Koh Phangan, Koh Samui in a little cluster. And
I did a little bit of the west side. I did Phuket and Phi Phi
sure.
and all that area.
Famous
And then I went back again because living in Vietnam, I had often traveled over.
Yeah.
I did Koh Chang. Is that
Yeah, I haven't been there myself.
that's like on the east side, but up
Yeah.
north.
Higher
Yeah,
up.
yeah. It was like
Yeah.
on my way back
Cool.
coming through. Yeah,
Yeah,
took the bus.
Yeah.
Not fun.
true.
Hours and hours on buses.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's not
True.
fun.
Yeah, Thailand's beautiful. I mean, they're very different to Bali. You know, like they have their nuances that I think make each of them very unique. You know, Thailand has much more of this like still, like exotic, tranquil ocean that looks like like a
Postcards,
screensaver,
Yeah.
postcard type design, which is just like mesmerizing on the eyes. You know, like you just every day you're just getting hit by these insane views. But it's also the same here in a different way. Like Uluwatu blew me away. I was really surprised at like these huge cliffs and this kind of like huge, the waves and the culture there.
Yep.
It feels like you could be in Brazil or something. You know what I mean by that? Like on the beach.
Because I'm Brazilian.
No way.
Yeah.
She keeps trying to convince me that like Brazil is just as
Beautiful
nice as
and
Bali.
the culture and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like I think he needs to experience it. I
Okay.
keep telling him that he needs to experience it because like the community aspect of like here you feel in place because all the locals are very friendly and they're
Sure,
very
yeah.
inviting and warm and they talk to you and all that stuff. In Brazil, it's very similar.
Got it.
Including with like the nature and everything. It's like it really depends on where you go in Brazil. If you go to the south of Brazil, it's going to be like more kind of surfers, stoner island. You know, if you go to the north of Brazil, you'll get more of like those mountains, the roots and stuff like that. So it's very different.
Yeah.
Depending on what the lifestyle is and like what you're looking for, you can get, you know, something out of it for.
I'm sure that it's similar, but then you get all of that all in one little island. You can go within an hour
Yeah.
bike ride. You can get the surfer.
It's true.
You can go up to the mountains. You can go to Ubud within an hour.
Yeah.
Have you been to Ubud?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did a little trip there.
We just did it for the first time
Okay.
last
Beautiful.
week. Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you like so far, like the most, you would say?
Very clearly Uluwatu for
Oh,
me.
interesting.
That's my vibe.
Do you surf?
I just started recently, so I'm up and I'm
Yeah.
moving. I'm at the turning stage.
In Uluwatu?
No, I did it in
Yeah.
Lombok.
Okay.
We
Because
did,
it's
yeah.
like those. I saw the waves.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to do it in Ulu, but next time. But yeah, the waves look like next level in Ulu. I think it feels like a more advanced
Oh yeah.
level of surf. But
I did a little bit in Canggu
Yeah.
and it was fun. But I had surfed quite a bit when I was younger, but
Okay.
only like longboarding waves
sure.
and things like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was doing it. I went with a instructor here.
Yeah.
Like I paid to have somebody basically keep me company and
Yeah.
make sure I don't kill myself.
That's
But it was worth it because it's fairly inexpensive to
Yeah.
have somebody come with you, and it comes with a board and
Yeah.
whatnot, and then you have that moral support of having somebody, even if you know, like I know how to surf, I can stand up on my own without
Yeah.
somebody, but having that person who knows the waves there and be
Yeah.
like, oh no, we want to be a little bit further back
Yeah.
or come in, and then
True.
so he's giving you those little pointers here and there,
Yeah.
and then he did give me a couple
Yeah.
of good pushes
Nice.
into a wave so I could get into it
Yeah.
easier. But yeah, I'm getting old. It's like hard to
It's
paddle.
hard.
Like
That's the hardest part. The
Yeah.
paddling.
yeah.
It's a real test against your like endurance levels. Because
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about you. You look like you train in the
Well, every
gym.
day I'm still
Yeah.
struggling.
Same here. Yeah, working out a few times a week. You know, feel strong.
Yeah.
But then when you get into this like swimming movement, which is really more about like, I think the
my
agility of your shoulders.
This, yeah.
Like,
it was all
yeah.
in here and keep my head up as you're paddling.
Yeah. And then you're destroyed for days.
Yeah.
I did 2 in a row, which was a big mistake as like a fairly newbie, because like your muscles are still getting used to
Yeah.
that new movement, and it's like over a longer period, you know, it's like constant. And I did it surf the second day.
Yep.
After the first one, I was really high and like elated from the surf, got on the wave. And then day 2, I was just like, I think we had a 2-hour session and I was done within like 35, 40 minutes.
Did you have an instructor
Yeah,
with you?
yeah, each time, yeah.
That's good.
So, but yeah, well, at
Where,
least,
where were you? You were in Lombok? Yeah.
yeah, we did Lombok for 3 weeks,
Uh-huh.
which was, it's really beautiful. Have you been over?
No, we haven't been there.
Okay. It's really stunning. It's a very like raw island in places. I mean, we stayed like in Kuta, which is the main kind of place to stay, and then like you can access a lot of nature and go on these like beautiful rides on motorbikes and stuff along the coastline, which is amazing. But it just felt, I mean, for me personally and friends I was traveling with, like it just felt like a bit of a younger demographic. And I think that part after like a week and a
Interesting.
half, I was a bit like, a bit more backpackery, I guess. That's what it
okay.
feels like, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. But depends what you're after, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you in Thailand,
Yeah.
did you start your brand there, or tell us about your
Yeah.
brand first of all, what you're
Yeah.
doing and how it got started, and
Yeah. Well, Balanced Coffee
Yep.
is the name. So,
which is kind of ironic
Yeah.
because I don't
Balanced
know,
Films.
so yeah, my production company ever since I was just been 20 years,
Yeah.
I just slapped that on there, Balance Films. Because I
lines.
believe in balance.
Yeah.
I'm sure you do too.
Yeah.
It's kind of why my logo was 2 fish, you know, like
Cool.
like that, and I have balanced life there.
Wow, a lot of
Ping,
synergy.
Ping Hung Rensheng. That's
And I
what it
have a
is.
coffee tattoo. It's my first. I went to coffee school actually. Yeah,
Like
so
to
that's
train,
interesting.
to train as a barista, or
Yeah, and to learn about like the history of coffee
wow.
and like how to taste test it and understand the notes and
okay,
the
wow,
acidity and even like the mathematics side to coffee, which is
a science,
fascinating,
a
yeah.
science
It's
in
a
Is
itself.
that like
science.
the coffee snobs that are like weighing the
Yeah, oh yeah,
beans and
not
because I
even
tried that and I was just like, nah, this is
even the machines too. Like even
That's
the
me.
machines, like if the weather is too cold,
Yeah.
it'll mess with the grind settings. So you need to like make sure that it's at the correct setting, and you'll taste it. Like if it's like the beans are too coarse, it already does something different. If the beans
Yeah.
are too fine, it already does something different. So it's such a
She knows her stuff. I just want to add that in there.
I mean, I'm also big into
Yeah,
coffee
cool.
and do, I took it pretty seriously for a while myself. However, I put so much other stuff into my coffee that it doesn't really, I'm like, the minor differences in the coffee, I'm like, I can't really taste it that much. Like my neighbor now
Yeah.
gave me some of the, what's the what's that called? The
what's
what
that
comes out of the poop of the
Oh,
what is it? The
cat poop coffee.
yeah, basically. What's that called?
AKA civet coffee
Yeah.
or
Something.
Kopi Luwak.
Yeah,
Luwak.
Luwak.
Yeah.
So he's got
exactly.
that, and I'm like, I'm sure it's great, but I put because I do the bulletproof. I
Yeah,
put all the butter and the.
Yeah.
I put collagen. I
Nice.
put
Okay, you
so I'm-
stack it. Yeah.
So I'm like, that's my breakfast.
Yeah,
So
nice.
it's like I can't taste the
Okay,
difference.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's the definition of functional.
Yeah.
Functional coffee, right? Which is taking it. I mean, you either enjoy the flavor and like that's important to you, and you can add things that don't interfere too much of it, or you can, go full ham like Frank and go all in, right? Yeah.
So sorry, I cut you
No,
off
no,
now.
it's
Yeah. We
Yeah.
both like our coffee too, so
That's
yeah.
good to know. Yeah. So
But-
I mean, balanced coffee. Yeah, I set it up in COVID from my kitchen table. Had so my background is in coffee very much. I've done, guys, almost 15 years in the industry, coming up to, and I started just after university, and I kind of went all the way up in the ranks really. So I started off as a barista trainer. That was my first ever job, and I didn't like coffee at the time. So
Interesting.
yeah, and I still took the job, which is kind of like an interesting one. I got like pulled in with the company car and like the money and stuff at the time. So
Company car as a barista.
21 years of age.
What?
Well, it wasn't that, it was a barista trainer.
Okay.
So I was training teams of people how to make coffee to a high standard.
Okay.
In, like-
And you didn't even like coffee.
Well, so before I took the job,
Uh-huh.
and then I had this in-depth 2 weeks of training where, like, effectively I was forced to taste coffee, but I was tasting good coffee, and the coffee that I supposedly didn't like was the coffee that I smelt my parents drinking when I was growing up, which was just instant
Folgers,
coffee.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, there was a discrepancy between my, like, I hate coffee. But yeah, I got chucked in at the deep end, and I loved it. Honestly, it was one of the best jobs for a young person could ever have. And went on from like barista trainer to like into more of a sales role. I was selling these high-end barista coffee machines worth like 25K per machine, to like high-end cafes and things. And
Where was this?
in the UK, yeah.
Okay.
So I was traveling around in a car, driving around, visiting coffee roasteries and clients across the country, and had coffee machines in the back of the car. Sometimes pulling them out and doing like demonstrations in these random places, and just loved it. To be fair, had a really fun time, and then just prior to COVID, was setting up. I'd actually decided to leave the coffee industry. I was bored of it. That was kind of the level I'd hit. And I basically came to Bali, and actually I got a tattoo. I'll show you it because you mentioned yours. I got this arrow, which was basically a commitment to change, and then the bird signifies freedom, which you mentioned at the beginning. Freedom.
You get a new one there.
This is fresh. This is fresh. And one more here. The commitment was like freedom financially, freedom in terms of decision making and time, and just to change my life basically. And came to Bali on this 3-week holiday, and then designed my own tattoo. I was like, right, I'm going to get it done here in Bali, so that when I go back home, I have no choice. So I locked myself in. I have no choice but to go back home and hand in my notice to my boss, and then that way I'm in. Like I'm choosing the path to go like 100% on my own. Figure out how to, to make that happen.
And that's, you said this is change. Where does it say, or
So
symbolizes change? Or
the arrow is just essentially a commitment
to
to change direction.
Got it.
It was like, I'm changing my path, and like this cliche kind of.
Incidentally, this part of this is 改变爱路chung means change right there. So I lived in China for 4 years, but I got it before I lived there, and specifically because I didn't want anyone to know what it said. And then I lived in China for 4 years, and everyone, like, I'd be standing in line at the bathroom or something, and some guy would be like, 改变爱路chung. Why you do this? And I'm like, because I didn't think anyone would be able to read it. Because it means something to me, like change. And it was, I got it because of a girl. That was something I was doing. But totally different story. I just thought it was funny that we both had change there. Yeah. Different kind of change. But
we got similar patterns going on here. Balance and
and financial freedom.
And time freedom and travel freedom and all the things effectively I was like chasing at that point. And just handed in the notice. And then I was actually, as I mentioned, I was looking to leave the coffee industry completely. I was like fed up with it. And then I was launching, like I was still working for the company at the time, and I was launching in the background a social media agency with a friend of mine, and we were going to co-found it. Long story short, it was specializing in the restaurant sector, and we launched it a week before COVID hit. And so that whole sector collapsed entirely. And then we were just like, shit, what are we doing? And he was still employed. So I had already taken the risk to like put the notice in, leave. And I didn't have anything to fall back on really. I had a little bit of money in the bank, about 18K in pounds. And I was just like, I've got one choice. I either like try to go back to like safety, find a stable job, or
put it in a Bitcoin.
Let's just go. Yeah. oh, Jesus. Yeah. That's a hindsight one. I wish. Or build something and go for it 100 miles an hour. So that's what I did. Yeah. 2 weeks after that, pause the other one. I had 2 weeks gap where I was kind of ideating what to do. And I was just like, logically, I have a lot of coffee knowledge. Let's just do online coffee. And the market needs it. We're in COVID. People need coffee. They need a solution. And that was the start of it, really. So
that's a great market. Most people drink coffee.
That's it. Yeah, true. It's a huge market. I was blown away by a stat recently that only 1 in 8 globally drink coffee.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, which I guess it depends on nations and regions. That probably dilutes it a bit. I think like America.
China does not drink coffee.
No,
it's more tea, right?
Because I'm a coffee drinker.
Yeah.
And then when I moved to China, I became a tea drinker.
Okay.
It's weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly why the 1 in 8 got diluted. Right? If China's not in the mix, then that
it's
definitely
most
affects.
of the Asian countries. I think I would imagine. I mean, not most, but like.
Yeah.
I mean, what?
I think it's also a generational thing. I think the younger demographics now, like Thailand has a booming coffee culture.
Oh,
and younger demo. I think, I'm not sure about the local Indonesians here, but
Vietnamese coffee.
Vietnamese
when I was there.
Went
back to coffee because I was China, then Vietnam, right from China, and I was like, here's my coffee back.
Did you
back
get
in
high
business.
from it after? Like, because like it is like if you're off it for a while,
but
and then you go.
I was drinking tea. Tea has caffeine. And
but it doesn't hit the same.
No,
it doesn't.
Yeah, it's slow release. It's slow release tea.
And the Vietnamese coffee is
strong.
Oh yeah. It hits you.
I think I would be anxious if I had it.
Yeah, exactly. On the topic of that, the Vietnamese coffee. Apart from some like specialty or different like higher end ones, generally that stuff is going to mess with your nervous system.
That's a thing I have a lot is like I keep taking coffee breaks because 2.5 years ago I went carnivore. So like I'm like full carnivore.
Yeah.
And after a while.
Mostly.
Now in Bali, like I have my other stuff here and there,
Yeah.
but yeah, like after a while, because I've been eating like so clean,
Got it.
I started to get anxious after drinking coffee. So now I
Got
can
it.
only have like half a cup. I can't
Okay.
even have a full cup of coffee.
Okay, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Liane, who's obviously behind the scenes here, is a friend and videographer that's been working with me for a couple of months now. She struggled with this same issue, like feeling like very anxious from coffee. And since working together over the last couple of months, she's like drinking coffee way more because she knows which type of coffee to drink.
Yes.
Which for the most part, people make that mistake. Like they're going to any cafe or like choosing any bean. Like if you understand some of the key things to look for, you can actually, enjoy it and get like a more kind of softer, sustainable buzz. So that maybe, I don't know, maybe, I can share with you.
Yeah, so like what do you look for exactly? Like if you're going to like a coffee shop or something, what would be the key things?
Well,
And you sell beans? Is that
we sell beans and ground coffee, and then we also do these mushroom elixirs, which are liquid mushroom drops that we basically add in to the coffee to boost the health. So we have a range of those as well, which is
I back home I had added some also mushrooms.
Cool.
My whole coffee is like a meal. Yes.
I was about to say your sounds even more like turbo stacked than mine.
Yeah.
That's cool. But yeah, the coffees, I mean, what I would say, when you walk in, let's say you're figuring out somewhere to buy coffee from on the high street, the first thing you want to do, I would say, is use the word speciality or specialty in American, which is essentially the grade of coffee, which is the highest grade. And if you type in like specialty cafe, specialty coffee shop, specialty coffee roaster, you're basically going to filter out the coffee by the quality of bean that they produce or sell. And that's like, I'd say the easiest hack to make, because you're paying more for quality. And as you probably know, with like meat and everything else in this life, vegetables, fruits, everything, effectively the more expensive, typically, not always, equates to better quality in terms of like farming practices, supply chain, whether they've used chemicals or not. And so like, that's, I'd say, a fast way to just make sure you're getting best in class coffee. And then the other one is to make sure you avoid Robusta, unless you like Robusta for whatever reason. But Robusta has it's around 83% more caffeine than Arabica, which means, if you're drinking a whole cup of coffee that has 80% plus more caffeine than Arabica, your cortisol is going to get spiked through the roof.
Yeah.
And so a lot of cafes, unintentionally maybe sometimes, because they're just buying from a supplier who probably doesn't educate them, but they blend Robusta and Arabica typically to buffer down the price for commercial purposes. So you're kind of getting like some of the good stuff for flavor with some other less good stuff chucked in.
Yeah, I want the Robusta. Then.
You want that?
I like the high cap.
But there you go. Like, you can handle it. It sounds like.
Well, but because I put such high fat in, because I'll put coconut oil and the butter and and collagen. I feel like if I just have straight coffee, I've noticed if I just put like cream or something, I'm like spiked up. But because I put such high fat, it comes on smooth and comes off smooth.
Yeah.
I would be interesting to try for you to a little challenge.
Okay.
Try 100% Arabica coffee, maybe without. Well, you sounds like you like those things anyway, so it doesn't matter. But just as a test to see how your body reacts to the 100% Arabica coffee without the other bits in there instead of the Robusta, and to see how your spike in energy, handles that.
You think it'll be more smooth? Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So that's it. I'd say that's the top tips. 100% Arabica, specialty grade. There aren't many cafes doing what we do, which is the healthy coffee. So we have no mold, no mycotoxins, and no pesticides, and no heavy metals inside the coffee, and we lab test for that as well.
You're only online?
Currently, we're like 98%. We've got a couple of cafes in London that are buying, but we're very focused on the D2C model.
Do you plan to have, like, say somebody's in Bali, you're planning on doing something here? What are you planning on doing here in Bali? Or what do you hope?
Good question. I would if I can find like a partner here who wants to like look at something, either distribution or a cafe, and they want to like wholesale or something, then yes. But like
it's tough to do business here, right? Unless you're partnered with locals, and then
exactly, yeah. Or unless if I decide to live here or move here like for a longer period, maybe that naturally will open up. When I was in Thailand in Koh Phangan, I had like 150 to 200 people throughout like the time I was there. Like, I want to buy the mushrooms, like I'll pay for them, like just get them over here. But like with most things, especially in business, like your focus is everything, and if you start like changing directions and doing this and that, like you can just lose that focus. So for me, it's just it's harder saying no or trying to stay focused on that. But at the minute, we're just really focused on the UK market, like scaling that up, and then we're gonna start to go wider, and then we'll probably look at Dubai. I have a longer term vision for opening up like the healthiest coffee shop in the world.
Nice.
Like where everything is like optimized for health and performance, the water quality, like the seats that are the materials that are made of, and like I would love to bring something like that to life. And I feel like Bali, Thailand, these places would be
they're into that.
Be a great place to launch something like, as a concept at least.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. So yeah.
How do you feel about the bulletproof coffee? Do you think it's kind of gimmicky, or do you like what?
No, I'm a big fan.
Yeah, okay.
Big fan of it. Yeah, I mean, same as you mentioned, same effects, right? As soon as you mix in the butter. I actually was using MCT oil, the M8 version, if you know that. It's like the highest grade of.
I started with that, but then it was just it was expensive, and I was like, just get some coconut oil on my rice.
Yeah. Well,
it's harder to get here, I think, too. Yeah.
Probably, yeah. It sounds like the difference. I'm a bit of a coffee purist, so like for me, the flavor is really important.
Same.
The thing with butter, it obviously changes the flavor quite a bit. Whereas the MCT, I found a bit more like subtle in the drink.
For sure.
But they do the same job, essentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that. Yeah, I was doing it. I haven't. Actually, no, I did bring it to Bali. I brought a whole container of MCT oil, and then it went pew. So yeah, went
exploded,
out.
Or you ran out?
Yeah, no, it exploded. Yeah,
no.
It leaked everywhere, and I had to. And it was probably my fault, because it was actually in a glass jar, and then goodbye. Yeah, but yeah, big fan of it. I think again, if you're sensitive to caffeine, I got coffee burps now. If you're sensitive to caffeine and you want to like find a way to like reduce that and fix it, definitely adding the butter or the MCT oil. I think that's like a quick win that you can do just to nullify some of that caffeine, like that spike that you get from it. Yeah.
So what do you think of the well? Obviously, you like the mushrooms, but what is it doing for you? Because I was doing it as well, and back home, I had like the powdered, and I had some. Like a mix, I think, and I had to leave it behind. But I've seen some of the. It's not powder, but it's it's in the granular form or whatever here that I've seen. But I haven't used the
tinctures.
Tinctures.
You want to try some?
I mean, I guess sure. What's the science behind it? What's it doing for you?
So, I started taking these. Like, I was just buying these initially to experiment with them first of all before we brought this like collection of mushroom products to life. I would say I was suffering with like brain fog a little bit. I mean, that was induced by some of my other lifestyle choices in the end. Like, there was a root cause to it, but nevertheless, I had brain fog. I was waking up like unclear a little bit, and lion's mane is amazing for that. Basically, it produces NGF, nerve growth factor, inside the brain, which stimulates brain cells and helps them like repair the neurons. So there is a lot of science out there now. Lion's mane has also been used with like Alzheimer's disease. So, and I always feel like with these types of things, like the proof is in the pudding. So testing it out and seeing if it works. I'm curious about your results on that, on the ones that you tried before.
Does it have any flavor to it?
So they are alcohol based. I should have probably asked that before dropping in your drink.
I'm fine.
Yeah,
alcohol, but
but the percentage of alcohol is very minimal. It's like 1%, which is like less
Is
than
it going to change the flavor? Because this wasn't just water.
Yeah, well, you can let me know. That's
It's going to be, because this was my electrolytes that I had.
Cool.
There's, what else is in there?
I got the same.
Yeah, so we'll see.
So what's made it pink, or is that how you bought it?
That's how I bought it.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So there's it didn't really change the flavor.
Doesn't change it, and that's why I love the liquids versus the powders for coffee, because I'm a coffee snob and I care about the flavor. The powders, when I started to use the powders, I would pour them in.
Yep, it changed the flavor a little bit.
Change the flavor and the texture. In fact, it's almost like the texture was even worse because I was getting like clumpiness.
That kind of grainy-ish.
Grainy.
I didn't mind
Yeah.
it.
No? Yeah, well, there you go. It's a market for everyone, I guess. But that's why I like the liquids. You can just drop them in, and you can also stack them. So I mix like lion's mane. I got 4 others here as well. Cordyceps, which is great for working out, pre-workout. Boosts ATP in your muscles, which is the molecule responsible for energy production in muscles. So that's like a natural caffeine hit before a workout. So I like that you can stack them together. Like if I want lion's mane and cordyceps, I can do that inside my morning coffee. Or if I want like reishi, which is like more of a calming down the nervous system or support sleep, you can use that in a juice or a water. It depends on what problems you have in a way, right? Like they're all geared around. Liane and I were talking in the taxi from Uluwatu to Canggu earlier, and she was saying, it was funny, she was saying, I didn't quite believe the coffee and mushroom thing when we started working together, if I'm truthful, because now we've got to know each other for a good few months. Like she's much more honest, and I was like, oh, interesting. And then she was like, but honestly, I couldn't live without them now. And I was like, oh, that's really cool to hear. So I think the one that she likes the most is reishi, because she suffers with anxiety. So to the point where if she doesn't have it in the morning now before she wakes up, like she can feel that difference, like everything's like heightened and elevated. So that's cool, because that to me shows as well for different people who have different challenges, like they really work and target different areas of, whether that's the brain fog, the headaches, the lack of mental clarity, or being stressed or unregulated in a sense. So yeah. So
that was the reishi you said? Or?
Reishi, that's more.
So maybe we should try that with you or something. She gets more anxiety.
Try it,
I never get anxiety.
No, I don't either. Yeah. Unless some major business catastrophe or something happens, but that's like stress, right?
If Bitcoin is crashing or something like that, then I get a little bit of anxiety, or I have a bad trade, or if I made some stupid leverage trade and everything's crashing down, I'm like, oh my God, why? Israel, why are you bombing Iran right now? Come on. And everything's crashing down. And I'm like, no. Oh, that's when I get anxiety.
Give it a try then. Would you like to try some of those?
Sure, why not?
I'm trying to sleep and I'm watching everything crash down. Yeah, that's
when I was a kid, my mom actually made a mushroom song, so that we could remember the types of mushrooms, because she was always really into like chaga and reishi, cordyceps. Cool. The song was Shiitake, maitake, cordyceps, agakars, PBS, lion's mane. These are the mushrooms that keep the sickness away. So when I was a kid, she would always do that. She doesn't even remember the song, but it's like engraved in my brain. So yeah.
She makes a song for everything. Tell me your one for audio engineering.
Oh yeah. I remember when I went. So I was going to college for audio engineering, and there were some things that I would like never remember. And I remember that we had like a kind of like a surprise test that we had to do. And I was like, is this even legal? Apparently it's not to do a surprise test in Canada. But I told my friend, like, give me your papers quick. So I looked at there was like numbers that I had to memorize. And it was numbers for like the correct broadcasting format or TV or sound for music, whatever. And I looked at it and I remember I was like, okay. I was like, we have to make a song out of this so I could remember. And I did like 441 98 98 88 88 96 96 167 192 192. And I remember during the test, my friend was like, what are the numbers? And I looked at her and I'm like 441 98. And we were like writing it like, and I ended up getting 100% on my test. And ever since I started making songs out of it.
But the thing is, this gimmick that you used worked to help you remember forever now.
Exactly. So yeah, there's honestly there was so many. There was like types of delays, like audio delays, and then it said tape delay, digital delay, and analog delay. And I remember because like my music artist name is Lady Lay. So I said, you got your tape delay, digital delay, analog delay, hit it, Lady Lay. And that ended up being how I remembered the song. And I sent it to my entire group chat at the moment. Yeah. And our teacher before the exam was like, does anyone want to play a song before the exam? And everyone's like, Lou, play the exam song. He's like, the exam song. And then when he heard it, everyone was like laughing, and he's like, okay, now nobody's allowed to wear headphones because I know that you guys will be listening to the song and like getting the answers. Wow.
So she doesn't even need lines, man. She just needs
She's sharp already. You could like turn that into some form of like rap. You know, you got this like rap kind of style pacing.
She does.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I also rap, so we should regroup, do another podcast, and we can have a little like.
Rap battle.
Rap battle.
That would be fun. That would be fun.
I'm a little closer, so you're in the frame a little bit.
That's funny.
So, what do you think of
It's very light, actually. You don't really taste it.
Yeah.
Taste it.
And just want to add one thing there. It's important because like you kind of think, well, why alcohol, right? But the alcohol part is really important.
Pulls it.
Exactly. Yeah. In the extraction process, because the compounds that are in a part of the mushroom, water alone or other extraction methods can't access it, because you have to basically, the alcohol like penetrates the wall of the mushroom. It's called like a chitin, if I've pronounced it right. But yeah, it penetrates that wall, and then it's able to extract like the full amount of the beneficial compounds that lie inside. So that's important if you're, buying mushrooms for yourself.
But now if you do the like granulated one or the, what's the word for that?
I would just say powdered. I mean, they either come in capsules, powders, or like liquid tinctures. Mm-hmm. They're the three.
The powdered.
Yeah.
And so what do you think? Is the powdered still okay or?
Still good.
Yeah.
They still use, some of them can still use an alcohol processing method to extract the jewel. It's a jewel extract. Mm-hmm. But the powders, when you consume them, they go into your gut, and your gut digests them, and the acid in your gut can, like, it's more difficult to extract all of the compounds through the gut, whereas in the mouth, the liquids get absorbed through the mucous membranes in the mouth, which is kind of like a faster way to absorb those compounds.
Do you ever just put the right in?
Yeah.
You get like.
Yeah, it's faster. It feels kind of faster. Yeah.
Do you under the tongue?
It's a good question. I normally just like whack it in, but I'm sure that's probably a more.
That's usually when I've done tinctures, I've done it under the tongue.
Yeah, it's a more biohacking way to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, true.
Your coconut water there, is that something you made or you bought it, or because I had seen one video of you talking about salt, and I went to one. What was the place we went? Zai Cafe, which, by the way, 50-cent oysters every day before 6 p.m. or something like that. Yeah. There's another
really
place
good.
we know that does something like that, like 12 for 120. We'll tell you about that one after. But the oysters, Okay. But they had a drink there that had coconut water. It was like the something blue, whatever. What was it called? But it was coconut water. It came blue, and they put like sea salt or Himalayan salt or whatever. And I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, I'll try it. And
Yeah.
I was like, it's good. And now I put a couple pinches of salt in all of my coconut water. I'm like, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that it is becoming a bit more of like a known trend now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, this is just a bottle. I've like made my own concoction. But yeah, I mean, to your point about Himalayan salt, I mean, we're getting really like nerdy now because like, it's still good, but Himalayan has like a higher level of heavy metals compared to other salts. So
you don't want Himalayan.
you don't want Himalayan.
Okay.
No, that's
Do you like the sea salt?
Celtic sea salt that like in a way specializes in purity. Like the one that I buy is from Mexico. I think it's called.
Can you get any here that you know?
I haven't checked in Bali. I would imagine so.
I've noticed like a lot of the places that do sea salt, that it's like local sea salt, you know.
Yeah,
so
which probably hasn't been fully tested, right, for like the quality. So just
they probably literally harvest it from the ocean, and
yeah. So Celtic sea salt, purest form you can find, or you know, the ones that are doing lab testing and stuff like that. So it's not just marketing yammer. It's actually kind of like proof behind that. What else do I add here? I've actually got a couple of scoops of creatine in here.
That's what's in my.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Similar thought process. I got.
What was left over from the gym when I was like, all right, I don't want to waste the creatine, so
creatine's amazing.
Yeah.
Creatine. Do you feel the effects of creatine? Have you had sort of?
I think so. I mean, I feel like, I think I'm getting bigger too from going to the gym, and
Yeah. That's noticeable. I found.
I think it was noticeable, and being able to do more reps or higher weight and things. Yeah, it's been
100%.
I think it's good.
I'm slightly sleep deprived today. Like I just didn't sleep that well last night because of the traveling, moving thing. And I definitely notice. I think I had 10 grams of creatine in this, and I notice like that cognitive enhancement. Like it does get you through it. And I've watched some videos and stuff online, and they say that. Yeah, if you do, I think it's like 10 to 20 grams of creatine, even if you're really sleep deprived, can push you through. Like, you know, you can even compared to if you were like regularly sort of your baseline was rested, it can still enhance your cognitive capacity, which I think is amazing. That's a good hack if you need, if you're running on empty and you want to like, you know, if you have like a podcast to do like this and you're like losing your shit beforehand, some creatine inside. Yeah, some salt.
Some electrolytes,
exactly.
Yeah.
And then the green stuff is chlorophyll, which again is good for heavy metals. It's a detoxing of heavy metals.
Okay.
So if you eat a lot of fish, for example, in your diet, it sounds like you're mainly meat focused.
We do have fish, because you know, it's meat, so we'll do fish.
All animal products.
Yeah, okay, all animal in general, yeah. So that's great for that as well.
Chlorophyll, you said?
Chlorophyll, yeah.
Can you have chlorophyll?
Yeah.
We'll try it,
Yeah.
maybe.
Cool. It's got a nice taste. It's got like a minty taste as well.
We'll give your little concoction a try later.
You're welcome. Yeah, anytime. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
We only have a few more minutes left, so do you have any few things you want to ask before?
What does freedom look like to you?
Oh, nice question. I've thought about this a lot. So I would say, freedom for me is actually more about having time and decision-making freedom. Like that for me is when I feel like I have space around me to either think or, you know, build from a place of like abundance and not feeling like under pressure, or to do whatever from that place of like having ample space around me. That for me is when like I truly feel freedom. Whether that's like, it's time to work, focus on my projects, also working out, but then still having time to like allocate to watching the sunset each night or something like that. Like for me, that, it's that feeling of me being in control of my time. I think that's my definition of freedom, at least in like a priority order. Yeah, as number one. So how about you guys? I'm curious. What's freedom? What's freedom for you?
I think for me it's similar. Just time. Time gives you options, you know?
Yeah.
Having that time to do what you want and
Yeah.
If that's nothing, if it is watching a sunset, which by the way, we haven't done in a while.
Yeah.
We need to do that. The sunsets here are amazing.
Yeah,
So,
beautiful. Wow. Yeah, really
Yeah.
next level. Yeah.
But I think it's the same, like health, finances, and
Yeah.
I think those are the two
Yeah.
big, and time. Like having the
Yeah.
time, good health, and your finances in order.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be able to just do what you need to do.
True.
So.
Yeah. It's funny. I'm just launching a YouTube channel, and we're doing vlogging, like proper vlogging. And for ages, I was like, oh, how? Yeah, what's my purpose here, or like what am I doing this for? And I came up on the YouTube banner. I've got in this order: health, X wealth, X freedom. And then underneath it, I got like a little tagline, which is for the version of me 5 years ago who needed this. And it, like, I want to, like, you know, as you said, right, like bring these things to life, make it a bit more aspirational, because I think for the most part, most people, maybe it's more of a masculine thing versus a feminine. I'm not sure. Maybe you'd challenge that potentially.
She might challenge it.
Okay,
Yeah.
but like health, wealth, freedom. I feel like what else is there in life apart from those three pillars that we're all, you know, in a way seeking, I think, deep down. And yeah, but I'm curious actually.
The only thing I would add to that for me is also connection and love.
I was gonna
Like
say she's gonna do
family.
spiritual something.
Yeah, for me, it's like family and connection is number one to me, because at the end of the day, when people are on their deathbed, they usually
100%.
remember
the moments that they've had with other people.
Yeah.
I think I would add that as well. That like, because whenever I think once I have, because I'm not completely at the financial freedom that I want, but it's like as soon as I get there, it's like the first thing I do is go back home to visit my family and spend more time with them. At least like put aside 1 month to spend with them. I think that's my biggest regret about this year, is that I didn't have enough of where I was financially to spend that time home with my family.
True. Yeah, I think that's a really important addition that, can easily be forgotten actually in that pursuit of going for those other things. I mean, health's the fundamental, because without that, you can't really access the wealth anyway, or the wealth doesn't matter if your health isn't there.
Yeah.
So those ones, that's kind of like the foundation, isn't it, for all of it. The wealth, I don't know what your thoughts are, but wealth, at a certain point, you can get more and access more, but there is this kind of understanding or feeling of that you can sort of sense that having much more isn't really gonna completely like elevate your life. So I think freedom and health are like they're the first checkbox, A and B. If you got those, then I think you're in a good place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like a good spot to end things, and thanks for coming out.
Thanks,
and
guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
definitely could have
great.
talked for a lot more, but
100%. Yeah.
So I guess we'll see you next time, guys.
See you then.
See
All
ya.
right. Thanks for having us.